Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday to you. Welcome back to Hobby Risers Week 3 edition, where I run through my top Hobby Risers of the week based on last week's performance and other various factors, which I talked about in my first video. I'm going to get right to it today. We have one recurring name on the list, two new names, and I'm pretty confident in this list today. So in comments, let me know what you think. Let me know if you are liking this content at all, and I will keep it up. Thanks a lot. And my number 3 hobby riser this week, you know him, the quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence. And I picked Trevor Lawrence as number 3 on my list this week. I really like what I'm seeing. All the things that made him a great prospect coming out. Accuracy, footwork, the darts that he's throwing. He looks the part of a number 1 QB superstar in the making. He plays for Jacksonville, so I don't know if he'll ever be a super high riser, and he's already hyped enough, so his card values are already pretty high. So I don't really know how much more room there is to grow, barring a very deep run into the playoffs, possibly. But he's got Jacksonville poised to win that division, I think. And not a lot of competition with Tennessee falling off. And I think Trevor Lawrence is on the way up for sure.
Still has it with time, throwing, got his man inside the 40 to the 30 to the 25. Christian Kirk is out of bounds there with a penalty marker.
On to my number 2 player this week. You know, I always try to include a non-quarterback in this segment. We're going to go with, at number 2, Devonte Smith for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I had a couple of different options to put at number 2 this week. Wide receivers. There are some names I'm keeping an eye on for future Hobby Riser episodes. But what Devonte Smith did, Devonte Smith is living up to all of that Alabama hype from last year. You know, he showed flashes last year, but I think, much like in Miami, I think the arrival of A.J. Brown is going to help Devonte Smith. You can see the run after catch ability. You can see the speed, the hands. You can see just his ability to get open. His route running is outstanding. All those traits that made him that high draft pick for the Eagles. Watch him here. Watch him go up and fight for this ball. He's not really known as necessarily a jump ball specialist, but he pulled out a few of those in this game this past weekend, and he's just looking great. And I say buy the hype. The Eagles are poised to make a deep run this year, and I just think as a wide receiver, he shows all the ability, and he's fun to watch, right? Like, look at him take the screen and just turn it into something. And my number 1 hobby riser to round out the list this week, you've seen him on this list before, just last week, Jalen Hurts. So I chose to put Jalen Hurts back on the list because, frankly, he looked the best. I think it's buy. His card prices are continue to go up. Just look at what the Eagles have done. Look at the improvement in his play. And then I think, like I've mentioned with Miami and like with Tua, bringing Tyreek Hill in there against alongside Jalen Waddle is making Tua better. Well, I think here, bringing A.J. Brown in across from Devonte Smith is making Jalen Hurts better. He can throw these balls up, and guys are coming down with them. In addition to the things I said last week, his accuracy, his pocket presence, all of that has improved. And I really think the Eagles are potentially a Super Bowl favorite this year. Not just because they're 3-0, like you can get caught up on the early hype, but I mean, assuming Jalen Hurts stays healthy, like, look what they're doing. They're basically destroying the competition. Aside from week 1, which is always a little bit iffy, they gave up a lot of points to Detroit, but Jalen Hurts has been playing out of his mind. Not turning the ball over. Huge improvement in year 3. And again, he can get away with throwing these. We just saw this highlight. Throwing these balls up, and these receivers are coming down with them. Now's the time to buy Jalen Hurts. Now's the time because the Eagles are going to go deep, and I think they're going to own the NFC. I really don't see a big challenger in the NFC.
From Jalen Hurts. And Hurts is going to go right back to work over the top. And there is Grant Calcaterra in his NFL debut.